So, let's see what happens now. Again, there's a 2-minute gap between when I fire up the thing and everybody sees it. We're definitely having technical issues, but that's okay. Hopefully rebooting will have cleared up all of the problems. There are multiple problems. Why not? I'm not worried. I have worked with worse conditions. There we go. I live! Hot dang. Now we just have to make the chat work, because Ruth just said that she can hear me. Excellent. There we go. Now the chat works. See? It all comes together. So, today's technical free-for-alls are brought to you by not restarting your computer for about 2 weeks. That's about right. Last week, I recorded a brand new episode of Ask PHILO, which is now up on anchor.fm/theadequate, and it is a long one. It's about 20 minutes, and it's a lot more PHILO than most people are prepared for. Hey, facts! And we are going to go through and complete the second series of 13 episodes of Ask PHILO. So if you are inclined to do so, you can send questions to Philo Thibodeau Headbecker Kneecap, practitioner of the dark arts and crafts in northern southeast Texas, at pod@theadequate.com, or send me notes on the Bookface and the Twitter and all that stuff. So, where are we? We are only about 15 minutes behind, mostly due to technical things, and we are about 6 days away from the Celtic Festival of Sherwood Forest, or Sherwood Forest Celtic Festival and Highland Gathering, or they're calling it all kinds of things. I can say that because they don't actually have my promotional material, proper promotional material on the website. Instead, they have a picture scraped from this very live cast series, and some text from my website. So, hey, that's where we are. Welcome! We'll do it. You see, once upon a time, a long time ago, I started doing this, and I ran into some technical issues. It is tradition that there is always going to be some kind of technical free-for-all that happens during a Tobias the Adequate Troubadork live stream. That's just how it goes. Life is like that. Today's technical free-for-all took us about 15 minutes, which would mean that if I was at a festival, I would be done with my show. I'd be almost done by now. Thankfully, this is at home. And I got over 2 hours blocked out for everything, including all the screwing around. So I actually have plenty of time to do this thing for you all here. Those watching live, and those, of course, watching in replays, because I am big in syndication. I did mention this is the hat that I wore, the very hat that I wore at the Sherwood Celtic Festival last year. I actually appear in the 2-minute promotional video for Sherwood Celtic. I do not appear in the 1-minute promotional video, which tells you that I am valued enough to be in the long video, but not the short one, because I am not famous. I am still very much in the niche market, internet micro-celebrity category, which is fine by me. I pursued fame for 20 years, and now I need a nap. So, let us begin the thing, and I'm going to see if I can make all these other things. That my Stream Deck has decided it's not going to work this morning, and last time I started pushing buttons, it would randomly disconnect me, so I am not even going to press my luck. Let's just get straight into the official opening song, yeah? Why not? Why not? You come here to this festival, I'm about to start my show. So come on in, pull up a bench, you got nowhere else to go. Don't pull up the benches, sit down on them. It's easier. Yeah, settle in, get comfortable, and I'll begin to play. 'Cause if you do not do so, I gotta do this anyway. I'm on the schedule, it's a commitment. I'd like to have some folks to hear, and that would be your part. Oh, look, an audience. That's you. I guess I better start. It's the opening song. True story. I am your humble troubadour, I'm here to entertain. And if it gets a little weird, I hope you won't complain. I mean, you're here live streaming, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. I've come to fill this little stage with music, tales, and jokes. It's geeky, nerdy, goofy music for geeky, nerdy folks. You're watching social media. Oh, look, an audience. That's you. I guess I better start. True story. Yeah. Now this here show's a special one. It's special cause you're here. There are a couple guidelines that a song you can sing along and laugh and clap and play. Just come and lose your dignity. We'll get this underway. Not counting the struggling. We've been at this for about 5 minutes now, I think. Yeah. I got a bunch of stuff to play. I hope it warms your heart. Oh, look, an audience. That's you. I guess we better start. One more time. Oh, look, an audience. Yes, that would be you. I guess we better start. Olay! And we're off and running. We're underway with the TROUBADORK show. Right here, right now, right in the thing, right now. So, anyway, hi, yes. Sherwood Celtic Festival, which is a Celtic music festival. And I have had an interesting relationship with that particular event. Pre-pandemic, I stage managed one of the stages. And then post-pandemic, I did my very first set of shows on the very new Villagers Square stage, which is where I'm going to be again this year at Sherwood Celtic. And I also did 3 weekends in April on the Villagers Square stage. Now, the Villagers Square stage is between, for those of you who know Sherwood Fair's layout, between the carousel and the standing stones. There's a path that actually runs straight past the stage. It's also very near to the joust and the Three Stags Inn and the really, really big stage. In fact, it's down in the downhill. It's the lower slopes of the forest itself, in the forest, as opposed to in the great blistering dust bowl that occurs along the southernmost side of the fair site, especially during hot days when there's a big crowd. The Villagers Square stage is a stage that you will in fact walk past looking for the Villagers Square stage. I am giving serious thought to putting a lot of signage up so that people go, I'm over here, man! Pay attention to me! And so I will be playing a bunch of my songs there. I have many more songs that could qualify as Celtic music. Notice the quotation marks. But honestly, this ain't one of them. Oh yeah! Don't want to run things, but my friend can. They've got charisma, they've got the plan. My buddy's got the means, and by them I'll stand. When it comes to world domination, I'm their biggest fan. Well, I just can't wait to watch my plans unfurl when I help my friend take over the world. How long have you played this song? World's a tricky place, so much to solve. My friend led the challenge, feel their resolve. They're gonna need some help to implement their plan, and I'll be quite happy to be their right-hand man, you know. Not second or third, but, you know, somewhere in the chain of command. For the paperwork, you know. Paperwork. Well, I just can't wait to watch our plans unfurl when I help my friend take over the world. Bridge! Uh-huh. Couldn't be bothered to write another verse. Now, they're not evil, don't get me wrong. Their intent's moral, their ethics strong. They're simply gonna guide us to a better land. You'll barely notice the firm yet gentle hand. Well, I just can't wait to watch their plans unfurl when I help my friend take over the world. Well, I just can't wait to watch my plans unfurl. I'm gonna help my friend take over the world. Did I say their plans or my plans? Might as well own it. Well, I just can't wait to watch my plans unfurl when I help my friend take over the world. They're a little hot on the microphone here. We'll turn that down just a tad. My goal is to watch the little slidey thing never actually go into the red, because if it goes into the red, then it automatically filters out as being way too freaking loud. That's an A. In case you're wondering, A, F sharp minor, G7, C7, D7. E7 is over here. Very jazzy. So, yeah, I am kind of interested because I am learning more and more about doing music at a live show and the dynamics between doing music at a live show and doing music at a recorded thing like this. The recorded thing like this, I am at the mercy of the technology in so many ways, because otherwise I'd just be a guy making a lot of noise in a room on his own, as we are here in the room known as Away, in the house known as Ororoki, in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas, where we finally got rain. Yay! We may actually be out of the stupidly hot days, maybe. I'm hoping. Be going up north to McDade, Texas, which is where Sherwood Celtic Festival is. McDade, Texas is off of 290. If you are in Austin and go to 290, take 290 east and go to Bastrop, go past Bastrop, think you've gone too far, and it's just a little bit farther from there. For me, I will actually be going up to San Marcos and then taking some of the state roads up and around over the river and through the woods, then come back to where 290 is, and then go kind of sideways and in, and then park in the participant parking and drag myself there. I got really lucky when I was doing Sherwood Forest Fair in that I found a really good parking space that nobody was using because nobody was dumb enough to try to put their vehicle in that spot. And I put my vehicle in that spot, and it worked out beautifully because I could then stagger from where I was performing to behind the Three Stags pub, and then kind of sit in my car and go because I'm tired and old. And it was during that run at Sherwood Celtic that I wrote a couple of songs. One of which is Useless as Magic Sword, which I did 2 weeks ago, and another of which is a yet another folk song. Trebuchet is not the first time I have offended classical musical fans the world over. This one I actually wrote specifically because it's one of the songs that gets played a lot. Is a classic Ren Fair song called The Wild Rover. And when you play and perform at a Renaissance festival, unless you hydrate, and that is drink water, this is actually fizzy water. This is water. It counts. It's not like beer has water in it. No. Water. Drink water. Because if you don't drink water out there, you freaking die. There are a lot of people that spend Sunday morning damaged. Oftentimes through not because they were out carousing, but because they forgot to hydrate. And I was somewhat maimed one Sunday hangover show, and I proceeded to write the following song to the tune of Wild Rover, and it goes, it's in G, whoa, something like this. It may sound very familiar, because it is familiar. I've not been this hungover for many a year, and my walk isn't steady, my vision's unclear. But if I survive this as I've done before, well, I never shall be this hungover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I be this hungover, no, never, no more. I haven't gotten wouldn't be enough for this yet. Don't recall how I got home, nor where that I went. Wonder why the damn privy is so far from my tent. Now my wallet is empty, my liver is sore, and I never shall be this hungover no more. And it's no, nay, never, ow, 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 no, no, never, no more will I be this hungover, no, never, no more. Remember, if you're gonna go out drinking, make sure to drink water too. For the human body needs water and sleep. As they say, food is a substitute for sleep. A shower can also be a substitute for sleep, but there is no substitute for a shower. I must treat myself better. I regret what I've done. There must be a less destructive way to have fun. I will treat myself kindly, hydrate more than before. Hail, hydrate! Then I never shall be this hungover no more. And it's no, nay, never. Ow, no, nay, never, no more will I be this hungover. No, never, no more. One more time, and it's no, nay, never. Bam, 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 gee, no, nay, never, no more will I be this hungover. No, never, no more. Olay! Welcome to Dumb Ideas by Tobias. Yet another series of weird and poorly thought out problems. Now, the Celtic Festival, I've often thought this is kind of weird because I am a multidisciplinary geek. I write songs about all kinds of things. Fortunately enough, when you do Renaissance festivals and you write songs about Renaissance festivals or role-playing games or fantasy tropes or a lot of other things, there's so much crossover that you can pretty much sing, play, do lots of the same stuff in lots of different venues. A good example of that is I'm dating a werewolf, which actually shows up in the Sherwood Celtic promotional video for a very brief moment, and they actually cut it off before I hit the punchline. Because werewolves happen, basically. Drinking happens, and for once I've actually done the song about the hangover before I did the song about drinking. The song about drinking that I'm going to do is one of 3 or 4 songs about drinking that I know, which is hilarious because I don't really drink alcohol because I have some hereditary issues like not wanting to be an alcoholic. My addictive tendencies have gotten a little in other areas, as you see. For I am vast, I contain multitudes. This next song is in D, and this is a song that I learned from the Jolly Beggar, Rory, Molly, Matthew, and Linda at the Northern California Renaissance Pleasure Festival Fair in the 90s when I was a sea dog. And I will mention this almost every single time I do this song. One day Matthew, the Matthew of Jolly Beggar, was not feeling well, and he was not able to come out and perform for a show. And I can't remember if it was just one show or multiple shows that I did as the stunt Matthew. We both were blonde. We both had long hair. It's just that Matthew Lewis liked guys and I liked girls, so we kind of maintained the cosmic balance there. This is a version of John Barleycorn, which just happens to be a version that is not the version that everybody here in Texas knows. And part of that is because it's a version of John Barleycorn that was written by a fellow named John Berger to a Stan Rogers tune called The Idiot, which is very popular among Morris dancers. I have been very surprised to discover it is difficult to find Morris dance teams here in Texas. I should not be surprised by this because it gets very hot out here and people could die. But I'm still surprised every time I note that, I would love to see some Morris dancing out here at the Texas fairs just because it's a neat thing. But I can also understand why people would not want to go out and jump around. There's not a whole lot of dance troops that are Celtic dance troops. There are belly dance troops galore, and I enjoy a good belly dance. But there are moments when I really like to see a Morris dance team because it involves jumping around and hitting each other with sticks. And what's more Texan than that? What a segue. It's a good tempo? I think so. Let's see. Almost there. John Barleycorn to the sea's gone down in a ship both bold and new. The thirstless lake of Captain Drake and all his loyal crew. To venture brave through wind and wave, the Spaniard for to halt. And though he die of Spanish grape, he'll live as English malt. So we'll strike him down and we'll bind him round and we'll serve him worse than that. We'll grind his bones between two stones and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale and we'll raise our tankards high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. Not bad. The one thing I don't want to do is embarrass Molly much. I mean, look at me. So, not embarrass Molly farther than this. John Barleycorn to the courtin's gone, all dressed in fine array. Computer clad from toe to head to win a lady gay. The poetry that he declaims will stand him in good stead. For the ladies there all do declare they love it more than bread. So we'll strike him down and we'll bind him round and we'll serve him worse than that. We'll grind his bones between two stones and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale and we'll raise our tankards high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. John Barleycorn to the hangman's gone, this tale I will unfold. For Robin loyal Englishmen of the silver and their gold, in a grave unmarked by cross nor stone, on Barleycorn is lain. The summer rains have come and gone, and he rises up again. Now granted, this entire song is one great big metaphor, but that always strikes me as a little bit needlessly messianic. So we'll strike him down and we'll bind him round and we'll serve him worse than that. We'll grind his bones between two stones and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale and we'll raise our tankards high. For before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. So we'll strike him down and we'll serve him worse than that. We will grind his bones and we'll bung him in a vat. Then we'll drink his health in nut brown ale and we'll drain our tankards dry. But before that he can live again, John Barleycorn must die. Molly, if you ever hear this, thank you. And I'm sorry. Just kind of a general I'm sorry. I'm sure I've done one or two things to make you roll your eyes. The feed stopped. Did it come back? Did it come back? Did it come back? Because we're rolling and we are live. I guess the feed is being dumb. But don't worry. You'll be able to catch that on the replay, hopefully. And if you don't catch it on the Bookface, catch it on the YouTube or on... I'm pretty sure that Streamlabs will have it. Twitch will keep 2 weeks worth of shows. So like one show every 2 weeks. I will never actually be able to make money as a streamer on Twitch, and that's okay. Yeah. So, technology is not being our friend today. That's all right. The next thing I'm going to bring up is a segment that I like to refer to as He Wrote What? 4 or 5 years ago, I posted 5 lines of nonsense to Facebook. And this year I posted it again. And some of my friends proceeded to latch onto it the way that they latched onto Trebuchet. And what I'm about to inflict upon you is not in any way, shape, or form truly ready to go out into the world. That having been said, I'm going to do it anyhow. Because I can. Now, there's a song by a group called Wild Cherry, which is completely and utterly inappropriate for Celtic festivals. That's as close as I can get to it with the ukulele. There's actually going to do it higher. You hear that. But it is, in fact... I'll play what I have, and then you will hate me for a brief period of time. Once I were a Saxon minstrel, playing in a Francophone band. I never had no problem performing for ye old common man. Then one day all around me, yes it was, the atmosphere were oppressed and low, and I decided quickly, yea verily, to progress down and peruse the show. And they were frolicking and rocking and capering and carousing, and just when it struck me, some yeoman turned around and shouted, "Play that Celtic music, Saxon! Play that Celtic music properly! Play that Celtic music, Saxon! Lay down the Cayley, and play that Celtic music till you perish." And I'll stop right there. This song will get me hit. I'm almost certain of it. That's all I have of that song. And that is all that I really think. The only part I'm really happy with is the chorus. And that's a G minor 7 chord, which is always fun. Then followed by an E minor and a B flat minor and a B minor. And an A7 and a B7. All fun. And that's going to be part of a collection that, as soon as I can work out all the logic and the legal stuff regarding folk songs, a collection which I will refer to as songs I should not play. That's a good name for an album. Tobias the Adequate Troubadork, songs I should not play. Hi Kay, how you doing? Welcome. It's been an interesting, technically challenging show so far today. There we are. Something else I realized while I was fumbling around with various objects is that... do I still have it? I think I might. I actually wrote a song for the Medicine Show pitch, which I did like 1 year at Steampunk November. And it was a fun show, but it was also one that I really... It wasn't me. It's somebody. It wasn't me. I wrote a jingle for Professor Tobias's Spurious Elixir, not to have to figure out what I did with that song, because I think I might throw that in as a commercial break on occasion, because, hey, why not? Never hurts to have yet another official sponsor there, you know? That song was kind of short, which is kind of understandable. You might invest in a plus tomato to throw at you for that song. You know, I'm actually seriously thinking about, if Squidditch does catch on, I can crochet little crochet squid. And if the Shakespeare approves guy can get away with crocheting, kitty death bombs, I can get away with crocheting plush squid. That's my firm belief. So we can see how that goes. Anyway, tossing squid lightly back and forth in the audience. Lightly like a beach ball, not violently like a dodgeball. Having established all that, That's a fun chord. That's actually the bridge for Grapefruit Juicy Fruit, by the way. One of my favorite bridges of all time. I have a few Celtic songs. More than I used to. Really songs that work in a Celtic festival music thing. Useless Magic Sword is one of them. I think we did Hungover, John Barleycorn. This next song was one that I wrote specifically because I didn't have any Celtic songs beyond generic Celtic song, which I'm still kind of okay with, but it's a little weird. So I wrote this one instead. And I had to change the title of the song, because the title of the song used to give away the entire song, the entire joke in the song, all in one shot. And it is, of course, Faye's Lament, formerly entitled I Couldn't Run Away with the Faye Ran Away from Me. I got to play this at Fairy Tea one day. And they're not actually serving tea because, plague. But I got to play it, and people were amused by it. And I have played this on more than one occasion for various and sundry Fae and or people who portray Fae at fairs and festivals. And they're always very tickled by it, which I like. Which is, because if they weren't tickled, then I would feel like I've done something wrong. It starts in C, actually. Initially, it started in D, but I felt like I was killing myself. I was singing like a necktie tenor. A necktie tenor, for those of you who don't know, is a tenor who sounds like he's being strangled by his necktie when he sings. It was a very common way of singing in the tenor voice in the early 1900s. True story. Here we go. My life was a shambles, I wished I were dead. I decided to live with the fairies instead. So I went to a circle, a place I had known. When I pled my case, the fairies had flown. They'd all buggered off, left me all on my own. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. Problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with a fae. The fae ran away from me. You ever get into a song, realize you've just completely forgotten the way the chords go? Let me pull up the notes real quick. There are the notes. We'll do that again. I'm old and been hit in the head a lot. My life was a shambles, I wished I were dead. I decided I'd live with the fairies instead. So I found me a circle, a place I had known. When I pled my case, the fairies had flown. They'd all buggered off, left me all on my own. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. There we go. Oh, I couldn't run away with a fae. The fae ran away from me. I went to a mushroom ring out in the field, left cakes and honey and hoped it would yield a chance to leave my world and live with a fae. Cakes, honey, and fairies are all gone next day. Them bloody tweet fairies had all run away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with a fae. The fae ran away from me. Why? Well, the queen of the fairies, she heard my lament. In a big cloud of glitter, she popped up and went. We've heard your petition, but have to say nay. Stop begging to get us to haul you away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with a fae. The fae ran away from me. I asked why I could not flee into the fae. She said, for ya boyo, ya can't go that way. She said, you are a rare one, but we'll tell you true. Immortal life's complex enough without you. No matter what madness to get us into. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with a fae. The fae ran away from me. And then she said, Yeah, I know we've been watching, you're known far and wide. I said that's a bit on the stalkerish side. You can't live here forever, but you can visit. You see, just remember the caterings BYOB. You're not getting in on a technicality. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. Once more, bitter and resentful. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away. The fae ran away, the fae ran away from me. Ole! I am surprised we all made it through that song. Yes. Key, it's a baritone. I am a tenor. What this means is that Kay's neck is longer than mine. I'm not resentful. I'm just confused. It's okay. Oh my gosh, me. Technical fobble, weirdness, and fumbling aside, this has been a pretty decent live stream. I am actually about one song short of my usual set because Play That Celtic Music Saxon is really short. What would show you without a few kayak incidents? Yes! Kay coined the phrase kayak incidents. I used to call them boating accidents because it's like a train wreck, only it takes longer and it's much more easy to get sucked into it if you're not careful. Kay likes to refer to them as kayak incidents because although I may get inverted, I do find myself getting upright eventually. I can't tell if this is supposed to be a cow or a sheep. I think it's a moo can, but I could be wrong. Those of you who have watched the Mr. Thingy videos on my YouTube channel may recognize these from one episode of Mr. Thingy, Thingy and Thingy Again, in which we did the 1812 Overture with moo cans instead of cannons, because we don't have that kind of budget. BK McKee is still out there in California, pursuing his dream and seeking his fortune. And I have never, ever had a better trombone player injure himself in the name of comedy on stage with me. So there that is. And remember, folks, Elizabethan for trombone is sackbut. Sackbut. It's a great word. You can say it at a Renaissance festival, and you can make certain people pass beverage through their nose. Fewer neighbors complain about the moo cans. That's true. Even when you've got 8 of them lined up, it just kind of all works out in the end. My friends. Almost 40 minutes into the show. After all of the 15 minutes of technical fiddly bits and dumbness. Now would probably be a good time to mention that I do have a new episode of Ask Philo out there. I think I may have mentioned it during the technical problems we were having in the first 15 minutes of the hour. But I have yet another episode of Ask Philo. I am going to do a full 13 episodes for Series 2, and then we're going to see where we go. So this is the first Ask Philo I've done in a year. And it felt good to let old Philo out and let him just kind of go, because we didn't have any questions, so Philo just kind of started explaining what was going on there in the county, because he's actually he's a practitioner of the dark arts and crafts in Atchafalaka County in northern southeast Texas, and it's been a year, so we had to catch up on some things. Had an outbreak of zombies, which, happens in even the nicest neighborhoods. And I explains all that and all the things that kind of happened there, and the fact that his grandma actually was very, very helpful in that, even though she's not a zombie, she's a revenant. There's a difference. You can get into all that detail over there at anchor.fm/theadequate. And you can even catch up on all the Ask Philo you have not yet heard. And Thanks to hard work and diligence, I can tell you I have now made over $16 in 4 years in podcast ad revenue. Living the dream. That's right. Ask Philo, that's The Adequate Podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts, but also specifically at anchor.fm/theadequate. Hey, commercial break. How about that? Oh, what else is going on? I'm still writing songs. Mostly have been in filks. Trebuchet is definitely going to get played at Celtic. Play That Funk Celtic Music Saxon may not make it out there just in case, because I'm sometimes even I write things that embarrass me. I am still working on yet further more songs and stuff. We have Sherwood Celtic this coming next weekend. And then at the beginning of October is Alamo City Furry Invasion. And I have a show at 7 p.m. on Saturday. And then Steampunk November, where I'm doing 6 or 7, I think about 6 shows during that festival. Over the weekend of November 13th. Then that's about it. We're going to go to Dickens on the Strand in Galveston as customers. We're going to go have fun. I'm not going to do a show. I didn't think to pitch to them, and frankly, I'm getting to the point now where if I have to drive more than 2 hours to get to a gig, and any of that driving has to happen at night, I have serious concerns. I'm 55 years old now. I don't look it. I'm very well preserved. I still have most of my hair, and it's actually becoming blonde again because of all the gray. It's counterbalancing the brown that was kicked in by my father's genetics. But that's where we are. We'll continue to do this because Sherwood Celtic is 2 weeks from now. We will not be doing a live stream show on the 11th. I will, however, attempt to... do a recording of at least one show, and we will try and post that here. If you have not gone to my YouTube channel lately, in the Troubadour shows playlist, there is actually a recording of one of the best Sunday 4 p.m. shows I had on my 3-week run out there at Sherwood this year. I hope to have even more and better Sunday 4 p.m. shows as we go along, because I am going to be doing the entire run of Sherwood next year, which means that those of you who do certain other festivals in the northern part of Texas who take that one day or one weekend between rehearsals and when that fair opens to come to Sherwood can come see my show. No pressure. Not at all. For now, we have come to the moment that you've all been waiting for. That's right, the last song in the show today. This one is... It's turning out to be a good one to end with. For anime conventions, I like to end with Kaiju Coffee. For fairs and festivals, I really am digging on this particular song because it is me in a nutshell, which is a good place for me to be, really. And that is Songs of the Bard. I know you have workshops during Sherwood, but there is a weekend. I know there is a weekend for Scarby people, or there has been a weekend for Scarby people between when Scarborough opens and when workshops end. If it's happening again, fantastic. If it's not happening, well, life is hard, and we all get helmets. Amy and I will be coming to visit Scarborough this year. We probably will not do the long weekend. We may do a shorter, may do it a little closer to the middle of the run, just because things and stuff and things. But as we've mentioned, I should also mention this. I want to plug my friend M. Todd Gallowglass, who has gotten his second MFA. Jeez, 2 MFAs. Michael Todd Gallowglass. Epic poet, storyteller, real bard. I am a Yutz with a ukulele and a series of ridiculous hats. So I am not really a BARD. On the other hand, I've been told because I write some songs I might just be a bard. But writing songs is really fun. It's really not that hard. I call myself the Troubadork, that B word as me jarred. Because while I am not a bard, I've frequently been barred. weird bouncy chorus. Here comes. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred, and to make the matters worse, from all the bars I have been barred. Hootenannies will not have me, nor will any open mic. I can do whatever song I please, but nowhere that I like. People want me to pay for my sins, but music should be free. And while I can play wherever I please, no place is pleased with me. On the words of Jerry Garcia, you can't please everybody. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred, and to make the matters worse, from all the bars I have been barred. I may be a humble poetaster, a poet not so good. I just want my little songs to work like any sane man would. But the people, when they hear my stuff, react with low regard, just because they say my music left them emotionally scarred. Play that Celtic music saxon, stop it. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred, and to make the matters worse, from all the bars I have been barred. So my friends, you now all know my tale, take pity on my plight. Some of us just want to play our stuff and pray it comes out right. If you see your humble troubadour, please do not run away, as I stagger through this world searching for somewhere I can play. Oh, that reminds me, I have at least unofficially been booked for the Kerrville Renaissance Festival that happens at the end of January and the beginning of February. So hey, bonus. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, been all but feathered and tarred, and to make the matters worse, from all the bars, oh yeah. I've been barred from ships and taverns, I've been barred from pubs and clubs, I've been barred from village fairs, they even took my ticket stubs. I've been barred from local jam sessions, and I've been feathered and tarred, and to make the matters worse, from all the bars I have been barred. Oh. And so, with great enthusiasm and poor technique, we arrive once again at the conclusion of yet another Troubadork non-commute live stream pandemic coping mechanism show. Thank y'all for hanging out with me again. Without you there commenting and watching and making my numbers go up and down as we connect and disconnect, none of this would be really justifiable. It would just be yet another idiot recording things, shouting in a room at himself. And we have enough of that, don't we? I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me. The usual plugs stand. Patreon.com if you want to support Adequacy in our lifetime. And I do want to give the official Tobias the Adequate Troubadork Patreon shout out to my current Patreon peeps as of just a few moments ago, and that would be Tim K, Jen, Joe, Teppo, Isaac, Stephen, BK, Relly, Brian, Robin, Lorene, my ever faithful, long-suffering editor, without whom Artisanal Gibberish 1, 2, and soon 3 would not be possible. Yes, there is a third book. Yes, we are putting out more words. Yes, she's drinking heavily because of it. Keep an eye on that at Paper Angel Press, or Unruly Voices, an imprint of Paper Angel Press. And of course, you can support Adequacy in our lifetime at patreon.com/theadequate. You can ping me at PayPal. I am paypal.me/theadequate. I am at theadequate on Venmo. I am $theadequate at Cash App. Or you just walk up to me and give me money. That works too. You can give me money at any of the shows that I do. You can check out theadequate.com for all of our adequacy needs. Troubadork.com has a direct link to the Troubadork page, which will feature the playlist upon which this particular show will appear, as well as all the other playlists that I have put together, having abused YouTube for far too much time and far too little profit. And that's okay, because I am now officially a hobbyist. Yes, friends, I am No longer working hard to be a part-time pro. I am now simply a guy with a dream and free time. Hey, why not? Could be worse. Told you about Ask Philo. We hit the Patreon. Thank my Patreon peeps. Hit all the Cash App and Venmo and all that other good stuff. Told you about all the shows. See, there's a Patreon thing scrolling by slowly. Do be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Take care. Drink water. No, drink more water than that. Don't just drink water that's fizzy in a can. Drink actual water as well. You will be amazed at how readily your body flings itself into enthusiastically consuming that stuff. Somebody posted a thing about how we don't have to have a purpose in life. You don't have to have a purpose in life. You can just wander around looking for cool stuff until you're done. And I said that sounded like a good plan, and I've had more than a few people tell me that that's what I've been doing anyway, so we might as well stick with that. As I've said in the past, I grew up in the 70s. And in the 70s, children like me were told they could do anything you want to do and be anything you want to be. And, as is often the case in things in the 70s, we were given no further guidance whatsoever. So here I am. Let this be a lesson to all of us. Or as Kurt Vonnegut put it, we're basically on this earth to fart around. So thank you for farting around with me. And I mean that in a good way. Y'all have been wonderful. I continue to be Tobias the Adequate. 2 weeks from now, I will be on a stage in a forest in McDade, Texas. Thank you all for encouraging my behavior. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Aloha and moo.